Okay, so drop down list. So HTML select element, HTML select element is used to create drop down list. Okay, drop down list. So the developer can use select element to implement drop down list. So drop down list uh, drop down list allows us to select only one option from list of options. Okay, so for example, real-time example, so you can see here in Google sign up form. Okay, so here in birthday field, so month and day and year. Okay, 3 fields is there. For month, so they given the list. Okay, so this is called drop down list. So you can select only one item from this list of options. Okay, we can select only one option. So at least at a time we can select only one option from this list of options. So this is uh, drop down list. So we can select only one option from list of options. And syntax for drop down list. Use select element and option element for list of options. Value, so here we can take these month names, right? And January, February, like that. Jan, so like this we can take number of options. Okay, so this is the syntax for drop down list. So an example for this, copy this one and paste here. Okay, so in this example we placed only one drop down list. So save this example with .html form, drop down .html. Okay, save this and run this example. So where it is, dropdown.html. Okay, so our example is saved here. So run this example. You can see, so January, February, March, April. So 4 months is showing. So you can select only one option from these 4 options. So this is the drop down list example. Okay, next control is radio button list.
So how to set up a default value for the drop-down list? Like for the example that you have shown, January was the default value, right?
Yeah, you need a default selection, right? You can use one attribute like select equal to true. Okay, so this option for March. Okay, so March is the default selection value.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So next one is radio button list. So this is selected, not select, selected equal to true. Next radio button list is also a list of options. Radio button list allows users to select only one option from uh, limited number of choices. Like a list of number of choices, user can select only one option. So this is also same, but radio button list occupy the space in the web page. Okay, but drop down list will not occupy the space. So I will show the example. uh, Radio button list allows users to select select one option from given limited number of choices. Okay, given number of choices. So this will occupy the space in the web page. Occupy the space in web page. Okay, but drop down list will not occupy the space. Syntax is use input tag and type equal to radio. Okay, type is radio, and name. So for example, you can take the for drop down list uh, for gender. Okay, so here in Google sign up form for gender also he given drop down list option. Okay, so this also select only one option for either male or female or other or rather not say. So you can select only one option from these four options from this limited number of choices. So you can use radio button list also for gender field. Name is gender male. So this is actually radio button list syntax. Use input tag and type attribute radio and name gender and close the tag, and after that radio button text. Okay, what you want to display in the display text. So copy this one and open notepad, and same thing you can use here. So mail completed. Next, copy this one female and other. Okay, rather not say. So these are the four options. Save this example as radio button list .html. Okay, so now run this example. Here you can see male. If you select male, these three options are unselected. If you select other, male, female, and rather not say is unselected. If you select female, remaining three is unselected. Okay, you can select only one option from this limited number of options. So here drop down list is occupy the space in the web page, but drop down list is not occupy the space in the web page. So this is the difference between these two controls. Okay, you can use either drop down list or radar button list, use your wish. Okay, but uh, don't mess up the web page design only. So next,
So here, can we use the selected row in order to make our default selection?
yeah, for this also you can use selector like this. Mm, selector. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so for this checked, okay, checked attribute we have to use. Okay, for default selection. Okay, so actually this is Visual Studio Editor. Okay, IDE. So for reference I used this. So checked equal to checked value. Next, so use name equal to gender, gender. Same name for all radio button options. So if you want to work with two radio buttons, okay, with under only one field, you can use same name for these two, and you can use this these two options another name. Okay, now this is one list and this is one list. Okay, so these two are one list and these two are one list. Or if you want to use individual, you can remove this name attribute for all. Okay, all are selected now. Okay, if you want to work with like a group, okay, so this is like a group name. Okay, name is the group name for all list of options. Next one, checkbox list. Okay, checkbox list, and this also like so this control allows users to select multiple options from given list of options. The list of options are choices. So this also occupy the space. Okay, but we can select multiple options. Okay, not single option only. So we can select multiple options from list of choices, and this will occupy the space in the web page. So syntax, use input tag and type equal to checkbox and close this tag and name. Like for example, you can use checkbox list for qualifications or hobbies. Okay, so you can select multiple qualifications, right? Like a 10th. Okay, enter BTech. Okay, MBA. So like this, you can select multiple qualifications. So one example for this checkbox list. Checkbox list .html. Okay, so now run this example checkbox list. So here number of options is there, qualifications you can select like this. Okay, for drop down list you can select only one option from list of choices, and radar button also same. For individual you can select multiple options. For like a group you can select only one option in drop down list and radar button list. And for checkbox list, much should you can select multiple options. So, and this will occupy the space in the web page. Okay, for you don't if you don't want to occupy the space in the web page for multiple selections, you can use a list box. Okay, next control is list box. So list box control. So this is similar to a text box. This is similar to a text box, but text box accept only single line text, right? But list box is a declared number of text rows. It is um, it is a declared number of text rows control. Okay, and the user can select list of choices. User can select list of choices. So this will not occupy the space in the web page. Okay, checkbox list occupy the space in the web page. Syntax. For list box, syntax is similar to drop down list. Okay, drop down list, but one attribute we need to use here in the select element. Multiple equal to multiple. Okay, so this is the attribute we need to use for multiple selection. So copy this one. So here we can use in the body tag for qualifications, right? Same for this also, qualifications. Save this list box.html. So run this example list box. So this list box is similar to a, so this already selected option, right, for March. So already selected, and by holding control key you can select multiple options. Okay, so like this you can select multiple options by holding control key. So without this attribute you cannot select multiple options. Okay, so this is like a drop down list. So that's why we need to use multiple equal to multiple attribute for multiple selection. Okay, by hold control key to select multiple options from this list box. Okay, so these are the controls available in HTML. Okay, text box and button. The text box button. Next, file upload control, text array control, drop down list, radio button list, and checkbox list box. Okay, so these are the controls to implement the input forms. So next element is div element and span element. Okay, div and span elements. Okay, so these are the main important elements in HTML, and div tag has no special meaning. Okay, there is no definition for div tag. There is no special meaning for div tag. There is no special meaning for div tag, and and div tag is used to group uh, block. Div tag is used to group block elements to format them with the CSS. Div tag is used to block elements, group block elements to format them with CSS. Okay, so div element, uh, there are no required attributes for div element. Okay, and no required code attributes for div tag, and style and class attributes are common. Style and class attributes are common. Okay, common to apply CSS classes. Okay, so because it is a black level element and the browser will display line breaks before and after it. So syntax is just use div tag only and no require attributes like image tag. So for image tag we need to use uh, source attribute and height width and alternate attribute, right? For div no need to specify any uh, attributes. Okay, just use div tag to display the some content in the web page. And the style and class attributes are common to apply CSS classes. Okay, so you can use either style or class attributes. So in the first tag only you can use class attribute and apply class name. Okay, CSS class name here. So I will explain this in CSS concepts. So for now no need to specify any style attribute and class attributes. So just use uh, div tag to display some content. Okay, starting tag and ending tag, and content is, so use this content to display the div tag. Okay, save this example div.html. Okay, so div tag and remove this one. In the div tag some content is there, so when you run this example only this content will display in the browser. Okay, so now you can see here in the body tag div tag is there. Okay, so this is a black level element, so that's why browser will display line breaks before and after it. So, and next one important point is you can place any element in div tag. Okay, you can place any element, any HTML element in div tag. So like so for example you want to display image. Okay, use source result.jpg and height equal to 150 pixels and width equal to 150 pixels and all attribute desert and close this. Okay, so save this and run this example. Okay, now image is displaying in the div tag only. You can see here in the body tag, so our image is in div tag. Okay, the selection is total div tag. So you can place any HTML element in div tag. So this is the example for div tag, and for span also same. No special meaning for span tag, and span tag is used for uh, inline elements in a HTML document. Okay, span tag is used to group inline elements in a document, and no required attributes for div tag span also, and style and class attributes are common to apply CSS classes. Okay, span element and no special meaning, and use it to group inline elements in a document, HTML document, and no required attributes like image tag, and style and class attributes are common to apply CSS classes. And syntax is span and span tag. Okay, so this is the span tag syntax. So now one more important point is you can place span tag in div element. Okay, but you can't place div tag in span tag. Okay, you can't place div tag in span tag. So that is the important point in between span and div difference. So here in the div example, you can place unlimited number of span tags. Span tag. This is sample span tag 1. Okay, save this and run this example. Okay, so this is span tag 1 and span tag 2, span tag 3. Okay, so all these span tags are in div tag. And now, so after div tag, place another span tag. This is sample span tag content. So next I want to add one div tag. Sample div element. Okay, so now run this example. Okay, so in span tag, so there is div element, but this is not professional way to insert div tag in span. Okay, so don't add div tags and paragraphs in span. Okay, so that is only important point. And for example, if you want to apply individual css styles, okay, in the div tag, you can use span and apply some css styles, like use style attribute for apply individual styles, like text color, for text colors, text color red. Okay, this part text color will display in red color. And this part is yellow. Next, blue. Save this and run this example. Okay, you can see here. So for individual styles in the same content, you can use span. Okay, so this is only total, only one content. Okay, this is entire one content up to here. And for these three span tags, individual styles, okay, text color is different. For remaining content is in black. Okay, so this is the span and div tags in HTML. So next, so these are the main important elements in HTML, and remaining is so these are the new important features in HTML5. So this is one part is pending. So now I will explain. So already new doc type example is completed. So I already explained this. Okay, so what is doc type HTML and what is the DTD rules in HTML. So next one is figure element. Okay, so this figure element, this feature is used to display image and image description in the bottom of the image or in the top of the image. Feature is used to display images in gallery with description either in bottom or in the top. wherein in bottom or top. Okay, in the image top or in the image bottom, you can display that image description using figure element. So syntax for this tag: use figure element, and the next use image tag to display image like desert dot jpg, height equal to just 100 pixels and width equal to 100 pixels. Alt attribute image1 and close this tag. So, and after that use fig caption element for description. Fig caption. In the fig caption, you can use paragraph or div element or anything for the image description. Use paragraph. This is image description. Okay. So you can place this tag in the top of the image or in the bottom of the image. So copy this one. Okay, save this. Figure element dot html. So now run this example. Here you can see image and image description. Okay, in the bottom of the image or top of the image. You can copy this and paste here in the top of the image. So the image will display with the description. So this is the usage of this tag. Next, no more types for scripts and links. In older versions of HTML, if you want to use CSS files are JavaScript files. Okay, JavaScript files. If you want to use CSS files or JavaScript files, you should use type attribute. Okay, type attribute for specify file type. Okay, file type. Okay, so now in HTML5, no need to specify type attribute when you are using CSS files, CSS or JavaScript files. Okay, no need to specify type attribute. So while you are calling the CSS files and JavaScript files. So for example, in this example we can see, so actually we don't have any CSS classes, okay, and the JavaScript files also. So for example, I will create one CSS file and JavaScript file. Okay, open Notepad and write some CSS class. Dot my div tag. Okay, this class is for div tag. So div tag height 200 pixels and width also 200 pixels, and color is red color. Okay, text color is red color. Save this with the .css extension, my styles .css. Okay, so now CSS file is created here, mystyles.css. Okay, type is cascading style sheet document. So one file is created, CSS file, and JavaScript also. Okay, I will explain these features, all this what is function in JavaScript, okay, while we are discussing about JavaScript concepts. Function, let's just display alert. Hi, hello. Okay, just display this alert box. Okay, when you click on the button in HTML. Okay, my script dot js file. So js file also created. So this is JavaScript file. So now, so we have that CSS file, HTML file. So header tag, HTML tag, we have two sections, right? Header section and body section. In the header section, we need to call .js files. Okay, .js files and .css files. For to call CSS files, use link attribute. Link href attribute. Href attribute is for provide the CSS file path. My styles.css, right? My styles.css, and relation equal to style sheet. Okay, so this is the this tag used for call CSS files. Next, use script tag to call .js files. src equal to .js file path. My script.js, script.js, and close this tag. So that's it. So in HTML file, okay, the current version, in latest version, no need to specify type attribute. So in HTML file, no need to specify type attribute. In older versions of HTML, compulsory we should use type attribute to specify the file type. So now use div tag. Div tag. Okay, class name is what is the class name here? So open this one. My div tag is the class name. Okay, class equal to my div tag. Okay, so when you apply this class name to the HTML element div tag, the CSS properties, okay, what you written there, so that CSS properties will apply for div tag. And also take one button, input type equal to button, and value equal to save button, on click equal to my function. So this is the JavaScript class name, and close this button. So now save this example and run this in browser. Okay, for script tag we have to close this like this. Body section, in the body section we have these two. Okay, okay, you can see here. So link mystyles.css file, because these two files is in same folder. Okay, figure element and my script, my styles, these three files is in same folder. That's why given this path. Okay, like this. So if you place these two files in separate folders, .css files for separate folder and .js files separate folder, you need to specify that folder name also. And so this is text styles, right? Text styles is applied, and the next one is, where is the button? Input type equal to button, and click. Okay, so here we have the button. So actually this is div tag height and width. Okay, and when you click on this button, so alert box is displayed, hi hello. So when you click on this button, this function is executed in the .js file. Okay, so we have given the link for the .js file in header section. So this is the example for no types for scripts and links. So 1 second. So in older versions of HTML, compulsory we need to use type attribute, type for CSS files, text to CSS. For JavaScript files, use type attribute and text as JavaScript. Okay, compulsory we should use this type attribute. Okay, without type attribute we can't do anything in older versions of HTML, but in HTML5 no need to specify this type attribute. Okay, browser will automatically find out the type of the files. And the next one is, so I will explain this now local storage in AngularJS. Okay, so there is a separate concept in AngularJS. So briefly, so I will explain this one in AngularJS. And for input, email inputs. For text box also we have the type attribute and email option for form inputs. So we can apply type attribute, apply type attribute to form inputs, and we can instruct the browser. We can instruct the browser to only allow strings, only allow that strings only allow strings that conform to a valid email address. Okay, a valid email address. So compulsory text box allow valid email address formats only. So email format is for example abc @gmail.com, right? So we can use type attribute for input form fields, like syntax is input type attribute type equal to email, and close this tag. So this input text box allow only email formats only. Okay, if you specify type attribute equal to text, okay, if you specify this type equal to text, so the text box will allows any type of text content. Okay, either numbers or strings or any special characters or anything will accept. But if you specify this type equal to email, so this text box only allow email formats. So for example, Yes. So copy this one. Type equal to email. And take one button. Type equal to submit. Type equal to submit. Save button. Save this and email inputs. .html. So now run this example. Okay, so enter any text content here and click save button. Error message is not coming. So for this example, we have to use form tag and action and method. Okay, so this form tag is submit the form to the server. Okay, submit the form to the server. Form. Save this and again run this example. Okay, you can see here. So when you submit the form to the server, so this message is showing please include an @ in the email address. Okay, is missing @. Okay, this text box allow only email formats @g.com. Save this button. So now it is submitted to the server. So actually this is submitted to the browser. So this is the email inputs feature. Next, header tag and photo tags. So no need to explain this. Header tag and photo tag and content editable. So content editable means, for example, in our in this example, so we have the paragraph. Okay, we have one paragraph and this paragraph is showing this content. Okay, this paragraph is showing this content. Save this and run this example. Okay, this paragraph is showing in the browser. So for example, you want to edit this paragraph in the browser. Okay, there is no option to edit this paragraph. Okay, now there is no option. You can select this content and you can copy this content from the browser, but you cannot edit this content. So in HTML5 there is one feature, that is add one attribute, that is content editable equal to true. Content editable content editable equal to true. so that you can edit this content in the browser only. Okay, here now you can see cursor. Okay, so this paragraph is edit. So this is one new feature in HTML5. So you can edit the content in the browser also. So but in HTML older versions there is no option to edit the content in the browser.
So, sir, if we edit the content on the web page, will that be displayed the next time we display that again?
Yeah, if you submit this data to the server, so that same data will display in the next time.
So we have to include another tag for submitting, or once you edit it, it will be directly submitted.
Otherwise you can use a local storage. Okay, there is a one option, right? Local storage. So you can use local storage. So this data is available up to uh, until you clear the history. Okay,
Okay.
if you clear the history, the content will remove.
Will you be discussing local storage when you're teaching CSS?
Not CSS, in AngularJS.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that is the content editable, and canvas tag is used to create the graphics in the web page. Okay, this tag, so actually this is canvas tag. Okay, uh, not the feature, and so this is one new element in HTML. This tag is used to create or draw graphics in web page. Okay, so to implement this feature now, so we need the JavaScript uh, that is, so we need JavaScript idea, right? uh, so I will explain this uh, tag in JavaScript concepts. Okay, for the because to create a to drag graphics in a web page, compulsory we have to use JavaScript. Okay, so without JavaScript we can't create any graphics in the HTML browser. Okay, so just is only for reference. This tag is used to create graphics. So I will show an example for graphics. Okay, here canvas tag. So when you click on this button, okay, so this function is executed here. So in the body tag we have this tag, okay, canvas tag. So canvas tag and canvas tag ID and canvas height and width, and your browser does not support the HTML5 canvas tag. So if your browser not supporting, so this message is display. So otherwise when you click on this button, this JavaScript function is executed. Okay, and create the graphics, some graphic in canvas tag, like on this example. So when you click on this button, try it here. Okay, same image is created here. Okay, so one image is displaying. So when you click on this button, the same image is created in canvas tag. So like this we can create graphics. For example, real time examples like uh, you can see. mm, what is called that, online uh,
Do you use it in Photoshop?
yeah, online paint you can use. uh, so like this we can use canvas tag. So click here, just you can draw, okay, some graphics in online. So this is like a canvas element. Okay, if you go to inspect, okay, see here canvas tag. Okay, so using this canvas tag they implemented this uh, graphic tool, okay, like a painter. Okay, compulsory we have to use JavaScript to implement the like this graphics. Okay, so these are the HTML topics.